Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the delay.
Good evening.
I hope you all got your recipes.
Yes.
You did. Okay. I'm going to talk about cauliflower cheese first. Okay. So basically, I've got the cauliflower broken up into florets. Okay. I've actually got almost a full cauliflower because I really love cauliflower. And what I'm going to do is put this into my steamer to steam for about 6 minutes. Okay.
Put the exhaust on so it's got some light on. Oh,
Got the light?
it's a bit too much light. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So that's for 6 minutes. We'll put little piggy on. Okay. And what basically is we're making a cheese, a vegan cheese thing to put on top of it. You can, if you want to, before I forget, that recipe comes from my favorite chef, Jeremy Dixon. Okay, do you see? Here's one of his revived cookbook things. Okay, this is a cheese top. So basically, we would have quarter teaspoon of salt. So I'm actually making the sauce about 1.5 times because I've got a bit more cauliflower there. 1 tablespoon of yeast flakes. This is the nutritional yeast flakes. You want to see what it looks like? Okay, I'm going to put 1.5 tablespoons in. And I think I did mention before, arrowroot. You can get that from Coles or Woolies, okay? And this tends to thicken the stuff up. So I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoons. Like I said, I'm putting 1.5 times. And this is my cashew nuts, raw cashew nuts. Put them down the drain, and this is my water. Just checking I haven't hit the maximum. Basically it to make your cheese sauce. Okay, so can you see what it looks like? It thickens up when it's cooked. Okay.
Those books. Oh.
I'm going to put my books away. Oh, I made a mistake. I'm supposed to thicken this up, and I haven't put it in the recipe. I will remember to send you the proper one sooner. So I'm just going to pour this in a container and thicken it up.
What do you mean thicken it up?
Just heat it up in the pan on the stove.
Sauce.
So you thicken the sauce up a little bit before I use it.
You got stuff in the way. No light. No light. If you can, no light, it'd be great.
No light, I can work with that light.
Yeah.
So I'm just stirring it up and it thickens up very quickly. So you have to constantly stir it. I'll show you in a minute.
Look to the camera.
Hmm? I forgot to type that in. You can, if you don't want to use cauliflower bake, if you want to use potato bake, you can do exactly the same, except slice of potatoes, steam it a little bit, and then put it in there and do the same. Or if you want to bake it for longer in the oven, you can make the sauce. You don't have to thicken it. Put it on the cauliflower, put it in the oven, and bake it for about 20 minutes. This recipe, you just only put it under the grill for about 4 or 5 minutes at the end. So you thicken the sauce, so you have to have the cooked sauce. Any questions?
Sorry, why do you have to thicken it?
Because what I'm going to do is that instead of baking the whole thing together in the oven for about 20 to 35 minutes, if I thicken the sauce, I only need to brown my breadcrumbs at the end. So basically, once the sauce is thickened, I don't need to cook the sauce anymore.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I'm cooking the sauce.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So it's just thickening out quite nicely now. As I said, I put the arrowroot in, and cashew nuts thicken up too.
But I thought you put the arrowroot in.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps to thicken it up as well as the cashew nuts help to thicken up too.
Yeah. So you have to boil it, do you?
Yeah. But if you want to bake it as a whole for half an hour, you don't have to thicken it up. You'll put it up, when it's cooked in the oven, it'll bake by itself.
Okay.
But then it'll go all over. Hang on a minute. I'm making a real mess down here. Can you see?
Yeah, let it adjust.
It's white on white, isn't it?
Give it a sec. There it goes. There it goes.
So you can see it's quite thick now. And probably that's all you need. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I've got the cauliflower and the sauce. Okay. Basically, you can see it's cooked, but it's not too soft because you really don't want it squashy. Just pouring the sauce on top. So can you see that? And what I'm going to do, instead of putting breadcrumbs, so if somebody's has got gluten allergies, I'm just going to use a bit of cornflakes crumbs. And what I've done basically is just crush the cornflakes up. Okay, so it looks quite pretty now. And that just goes into the oven for 4 minutes. Okay, so probably on a grill basis. Well, let me see if I can put it on grill. Oh. Okay, that's gone in the oven. So once it's ready, what I will do is that put a bit of parsley in it. Okay, this is really finely chopped parsley. Can you see that?
Look to here. Look to here. Look to here.
Okay. You want me to look in there? I thought you want to look at the parsley. So what I'm going to do is put this away. And we're going to do the panini, the mushroom and avocado panini. That comes from this book, Easy Vegan. I can't remember, I have a feeling Claudine gave me this book some time ago, and it's got some really nice recipes. I actually made this for lunch for John and Ruby, and they loved it. Okay, so, and me, and Andrew. Just move a few things out of our way.
The dial.
It's on. It's on.
Okay, good.
So what I'm going to do first is cook the mushrooms in garlic. So I'm going to put a bit of oil. You can put olive oil, or you can use canola oil if you like, or whatever your favorite oil is. So just, that's a little bit smidgen, maybe a bit smidgen more than 1 tablespoon. You're supposed to put 2 tablespoons. And there's the mushrooms, sliced mushrooms. You can buy them ready sliced from Aldi's. And I've got squashed up. I'm actually putting a slightly more amount because what I found is that 1 avocado will give me about 2 of these.
So you're just putting
Garlic.
washed up garlic.
Garlic. Okay. Just let that fry for a little while. Smells nice because the garlic is always really nice smelling. While that's cooking, what I'm going to do is, that's my avocado, and avocados are a little bit pricey now, but they're actually quite nice ones. So basically, that's how you remove avocado seed. Just stirring the mushrooms a bit more. So it gets a bit soft and juicy, what they call juicy.
So I've got a question about panini. Panini is bread. Normally it's a bit thick, but this one is like some sort of flat bread. Is that right?
Yeah, we're making it on a tortilla. You know those Lebanese, not Lebanese, the Mexican bread?
So I guess you could use a corn tortilla as well.
Yes, if you're allergic to gluten or gluten intolerant, you'd use a corn tortilla. I'm going to be using a wholemeal tortilla made with wheat flour.
And earlier the recipe had arrowroot in it. Is that just some sort of a root?
Arrowroot, that was for the other recipe, yes. The arrowroot is a thickener.
And is there anything particularly special about arrowroot? I think I remember Arnott's have a milk arrowroot biscuit.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's a root vegetable like a tapioca or something. And sometimes what they do is that they substitute tapioca for arrowroot flour. I've cooked pieces of arrowroot in the dish sometimes, and it's quite interesting. It tastes quite chewy. So I'm just going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice. So it's got to be tablespoon of lemon juice and parsley. Okay, now mix it up. So you can, if you want to, replace the parsley with any other, like baby spinach. So it's just got a bit of nice green in it. And cook that for about 2 minutes. And just season with some pepper. This is black pepper. I'm going to season the avocado as well with some black pepper. And salt. Bit of salt there. You can put sea salt, or what I've got there is mountain salt. You know, the pink mountain salt. It doesn't matter, whatever salt you can use, it's whatever you like, basically. Salt is salt. Some have got more other salts added in, so they're a bit more flavorsome. This is my avocado mashed up. And I'm going to add a bit of juice, lemon juice in it. Just the other remaining tablespoon of lemon juice. You can see my mushrooms are almost done. They look really nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mushrooms in my bowl. I'm just scraping some of the garlic, which is at the bottom. It looks really nice, you can see. Okay. I looked up panini things. It's interesting in the panini. Basically, you can make bread panini. So I'm just wiping off this because I'm going to cook something in there. So because it's the same dish, I don't need to wash it. Just wash my hands.
Yeah, you want to show the
Tortilla.
the packet.
And this is what I bought. Aldi sell them for about $2 or something like that, a pack of 8. Okay, so I've got my tortilla here. I'm going to put some of my
I'll adjust.
Hmm?
No, I'm talking to the camera.
taking more time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you put the avocado on, spread it out one half, just on one half of the thing. So I'm just going to put, because I'm going to use 2 small ones, because my tortilla is small. So basically, can you see what it looks like? And just fold it up. Okay, I'm just going to turn on the fire again, put a little bit of oil on the plate in my pan. Just okay, and that goes very nicely sitting there. And because, like I said, I'm making another one, shape one, isn't it? This is wholemeal, and it tastes really nice. Avocado. It's interesting because I put the parsley on it. The mushrooms is not so wet. This morning, afternoon, I made it and I forgot to put the parsley in. And the mushrooms was very, very wet. So I had a lot of liquid I had to throw away. But this, I didn't even have a drop of liquid to throw away.
How long are you on the pan?
About 2 to 3 minutes. Sorry.
So I'm taking too long.
Oh,
I thought you said 4 minutes originally. Yeah.
there's my cauliflower, slightly burnt on the surface. Okay,
We forgot to put the timer on for 4 minutes.
and I've had it on high grill. Sorry about that.
But the only thing that's burnt is the cornflakes.
Cornflakes. That's
Okay.
okay. We'll have some burnt offerings for dinner tonight.
So the lesson is when you're putting something in the oven for 4 minutes, you put the timer on for 4 minutes.
Okay, and I'm just going to put a bit of green on it so it looks a little bit less burnt.
Less black.
Can't see the black. You can taste it probably. Okay.
One turning.
Oops. just going to turn it over. As you can see, it's got a little bit of brown area. I'm just going to add a little bit of oil for the other side to be done properly. I'm just going, don't put oil, don't put oil, don't put oil.
It's got enough.
Do it with that. Okay, there's just some basil. I like basil for decoration if I want to. It looks really nice then. Okay, and I'm just going to double check that it's done. That's done. You can use, oops, that was a slack one, dropped it. You can, if you don't want to use the tortilla, just use it on bread if you like, any kind of bread, and you can call it your panini. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it in half, and you can see how it looks. I think I put a lot more in this one. Okay, and a bit of, and that's for dinner for later. And probably just serve it up with the bread offering I've got. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a chia pudding. It's a coconut chia pudding. It's very easy to do. And I'll just get my ingredients out there. Light coconut milk, chia seeds. Okay, let me see whether I've got everything. Chia, shredded coconut. I buy this one from the Indian shop. It's frozen. It comes from India. And it's grated coconut, so it's sort of like a fresh one. You can't leave it too long in the fridge. You see that. When I take it out, you probably see it better. And then I've got my light coconut milk, and I've got my vanilla essence, and I've got my maple syrup. Okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of making it in a big bowl, I'm just going to make it in 2 containers. So it's ready made, one thing, I don't have to cut it from one to the other. So just 1/4 cup of chia will be equivalent to 60 mils, okay? So what I'm going to do is use my 20 ml thing. So I'll put 20 mils of chia in here, another 20 mils in there, and then the remaining 20 mils, I'll share it up. Okay. Chia is supposed to be one of those superfoods. Okay. 2 tablespoons of shredded unsweetened coconut. If you can't get these, what you can do is you can use desiccated coconut and add some water to freshen it up. Okay, so, oops, that's 1 tablespoon for each person. teaspoon of vanilla essence. Let me put that in. So that's 1 teaspoon. So let's share it. And maple syrup. It says 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. I found that it was very sweet when I made it for John and Ruby earlier on. And so what I'm going to do is probably just cut down instead of 1 tablespoon. I'll just use a little bit less, okay? It could be that my tablespoon is a 20 ml tablespoon, and that's probably why it was sweet. So I'll pretend I'll go for a 15 ml tablespoon. Okay, so be careful when you're doing your measures because some, like I said, some tablespoons are bigger. Okay, that's my light milk, and I've got to have 1 1/4. Now this is good. What I'm going to do is do a half each. And then I've got to do a quarter. Now a quarter
Is black chia seed okay to use?
Yes. Where's my? So, you know, quarter mils is 60 mils. So what I'm going to do is give this my 20, 40. You can, if you don't want to use coconut milk, then you can use almond milk, but you just remember then it won't be as coconutty in flavor as you want it. Okay. So just do that. This will take about 1 hour to 2 hours to set. Looks like I've got one person getting more milk in it and the other one is getting less. Woohoo! Okay. So basically that's all it needs to be done. Anything with chia, you just have to keep it overnight, either overnight or for a couple of hours in the fridge, and it'll set nicely.
Because it expands. Yeah.
Oh, it just gets this like a jelly around it. Yeah. Okay. Just give it a good stir because I want my coconut to be evened up. Just going to put that in my fridge. That's what it looks like when it's ready. Okay. And what I've done is I've got some frozen cherries, which I defrosted, and I put it in. And this is my little mint from my garden. Any questions? And you can use black chia. All it be is that you will have more black spots in it. So actually it might be prettier, actually. Any questions, anybody? Hello?
Yeah, Yana,
Hi.
Yes.
can you microwave the tortilla rather than cooking in the pan?
Oh,
No, I think you need to cook it in the pan because if you microwave, it'll be very soft.
yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you what. If you don't want it toasted like that, you got one of those press toasters like you have for.
Oh, yeah.
You can just put it like that in that. It's exactly the same. You don't have to cook it on the pan. You can put it in a press toaster and basically it just toasts it. So it's nice and crispy on the outside a little bit. But if you don't want to, you can have it as a soft tortilla, put the filling into the tortilla and just eat it like that.
Yeah.
It is very nice. If you don't want to use the wholemeal tortilla, you can use the corn one if you've got allergy or gluten intolerance, Or what you can do is you can use normal bread if you want to. It's quite interesting because, you know, normally you don't think of cooking your avocado. So, but the avocado with the mushrooms, toasted, tastes actually quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that dessert is the simplest dessert I've ever seen.
It's very easy. And you can change it to whatever you like, okay?
It's nice.
Yeah.
Coconut milk, yum.
But if you don't want coconut or coconut milk and thing, you can put anything else. You can put any other milk, or you can put juice, like, you know, like a mushed up
No, it's nicer.
mango or something. As long as you put your ratio right, you know, a quarter cup of chia to 1¼ cup of milk. If you get that ratio right, it'll set. See if you can, I'll just use a spoon and show you. See?
Looks
Jelly.
great. Oh, you're making me hungry.
It's very nice. It's actually very unusual because of the fresh coconut in it.
Oh, yum.
It's got that nice, you can taste it.
That leave some for me.
Oi!
Poor Yana, she's always doing the food.
Yeah.
This is
I'm always eating it.
this is the cauliflower.
Yes.
If you ignore the burnt bits,
I love it. I love cauliflower.
that's how it comes up.
Oh, yum.
Okay, so just on the side of your food, so you have a proper meals.